Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to IAD-TV. This is episode 4 tonight, which in theory marks a month of me doing this, if I ever get it back to weekly status, which will be the hope after Plus R is out. And tonight, after 3 episodes of focusing on basics and getting people accustomed to all the important stuff when you're learning Guilty Gear and getting into playing it, we're going to go a little bit more in-depth and advanced tonight, and I am going to be breaking down some of the more interesting matches from the top 8 at the Guilty Gear Side Tournament at EVO. So, first and foremost, thank you again for all the feedback, all the notes, emails and tweets and everything on the show, all that kind of fun stuff. I really appreciate it. I'm definitely taking notes down of what you guys want to see more of and what kind of improvements you're looking forward to the show, so I really appreciate that. Keep those coming. First and foremost tonight, I need to give a big shout out and thanks to Joshua. Joshua helped stream the Guilty Gear and BlazBlue side tournaments at EVO along with Bebequid. I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong, so forgive me for that. But Joshua also hooked me up by allowing me to go down to his server and download the HD captures of these matches from EVO. So please give him a shout on Twitter, follow him on YouTube, go to joshua.net, send him an email, send him thanks. He's doing an awful lot of stuff for the ArcSys community. So definitely give him props, tell him thank you. He was very, very cool about getting the stuff uploaded, so I had time to write down notes and get some timestamps for these matches and stuff, so go give him props. He's doing a lot of good things for ArcSys and anime games, so very cool dude. And Joshua, if you check this out, thank you very much. I really appreciate the captures, man. Did me a huge favor. So, with all that being said, let's break down some matches. I'm going to basically be going through 4 matches tonight from the top 8 at Evolution. I'm going to be discussing kind of all over the place. This is not going to be near as beginner-oriented as the last few episodes. I'm going to be doing kind of in-depth breakdowns. I'll be using terms that I haven't gotten around to discussing yet on IAD-TV, and I'll try and explain them. Not super in-depth today, but I'll give you a note about if I say something and you don't recognize it or understand what it is. So, but as always, as I'm breaking down these matches, if you have questions, if you want some more insight to why something happened or why a player did a certain action and you don't feel I'm giving enough explanation, feel free to ask me a question, let me know what you need. If you want more in-depth explanation, I'm certainly down to break down whatever I can to make this make more sense to you guys. So it definitely helps if you start your question with Clage, because then my IRC will light up and I'll know you're trying to get my attention and want to tell me I'm being dumb because I'm not explaining shit good enough. So without further ado, we are going to start with a match between America's very own Seth Mussey. In the Guilty Gear world, we know him as Moroha, but most of you know him for his work on the EVO trailers the past few years and all his amazing graphical work for all that fun stuff. So if you're a fan of Seth, definitely check out this match. And we'll go break down his match against Abagen. So this is going to be Abba versus Potemkin. And before we really get started, just kind of a primer of how this match goes. This is kind of an interesting fight because Abba and Potemkin both thrive at close range. Abba has to be up close to do anything. She doesn't have long-range projectiles. She has very long-range normals, especially in Moroha mode, but she's a rushdown character, and Potemkin obviously is a grappler. So you have two characters that have to spend a lot of time close to each other to accomplish their tasks. So, and this match has an interesting dynamic solely because knockdowns are so dangerous in this match. If Abba gets knocked down in normal mode, she has no legit reversals to stop Potemkin from running a train on her. And if she gets knocked down in Moroha mode, there's a good chance she's going to get knocked down a couple more times and eat Moroha stun, and then she's going to die. So, with all that going in, let's take a look and start breaking down this match between two very good players, the top 8 of EVO. So Seth goes in, gets Moroha mode activated. Right there you saw he ran up and gets a raw throw right off the bat. This is important to note that Abba can get away with something like this against Potemkin. She has a very fast dash in Moroha mode, and she gets a lot of damage off her raw throw. So most people are afraid to try and do throws against Potemkin because, oh god, I'm in Potemkin Buster range. So you can actually get away with it more than you would think in certain situations because a lot of Potemkin players understand that they're not going to run up in P-Buster range because they have to respect that move. So it's one of those things where you're kind of playing a game of chicken, and you can get away with this more than you would think. So we see Abigail bursts out. Nice job getting over slide head there. Again, another run-up throw. Moroha gets a combo. Goes into key grab. Double key grab. Double key grab is really good. If you remember when we broke down Abba on the character playstyles episode, she has two ways to get into Moroha mode. She can either land her key grab, or she can use a blood pack. For her to use a blood pack, she only has 3 down here to start every round. Once they're out, they're out. There's no way to get them back. So utilizing key grab to go in and out of Moroha mode to manage the meter that she has, as you can see up here under her life bar. This is how much meter she has in Moroha mode. And to manage the life that she loses when she's in Moroha mode. If you go back and watch when she does this combo, watch how much life Abba loses when she starts hitting pot here. Chunk, chunk, chunk. It's not insignificant. The key grab gets all that life back, and then double key grab lets her go back into Moroha mode, and she can resume her assault here on Potemkin. So this is really smart meter management by Moroha. His ability to not get too low on meter and have it so one knockdown is going to stun him, managing his life is really smart here. So that's a good, not overly greedy idea from Moroha there to take a nice easy combo and get a double key grab. So good stuff there. So you see right there, Moroha catches Potemkin backdashing, is able to get more damage on him. And again, just to highlight, look at how much that one combo took off of her in life. She was basically back to full after using key grab. One combo did that much damage to her. It's really important to understand how her life management works. See, neutral games going on here, but everybody's fishing for a hit. And unfortunately, Moroha runs straight into a slide head. This is infuriating when it happens. I've got advantage. Ow. Slide head. And you also notice that after the slide head, Abigail doesn't immediately OTG her for the combo. See how he waits? He's waiting to see if Moroha is going to panic burst. That's really smart. It's really common, especially early in tournament matches, that when someone gets tagged by something scary, like slide head, you'll panic burst. You go, oh god, I can't be in the knockdown game, and they instantly hit their burst button. So that's what Abigail was looking for. If he had panic bursted, Abigail's going to bait it, and it's going to be really, really bad news for Moroha. So that's a smart move by Moroha to not burst instantly, but also very smart of Abigail to know, I can wait. Okay, he's not bursting, now I'll go ahead and take my combo. So after that, we see Moroha backdashes to not get hit by meaty slide head. Activates blood pack, but air dash is in, a little too aggressive. Gets smacked. Gets P-bustered. Bad situation here. That burst, let's watch that again, is really smart. Gets P-bustered. Abigail misses his FRC. Forward heavy into slide head. You have a very small window to backdash out of that. That is the only way you get out of that setup, is to backdash. Moroha realized he didn't get the backdash input, so he bursted to avoid the slide head. If slide head hits, the round's over. He's going to die, for sure. So that was a very smart burst. This round is still very winnable, so he had every reason to use that burst there. Nice bait of the gold burst. Gets an impossible dust, which he hit a ton of these on. Unfortunately, does not finish the combo. Was just out of range. Moroha, all throughout top 8 and early in pools, was destroying people with Abba's dust. And then hitting full impossible dust combos. Unfortunately, he's just a little out of range, doesn't get his air dash, gets another slide head, and that's the round. So, really close early on there. Good round by both people, some nice bait, some intelligent play, but Potemkin happens to stay long enough, takes the first game by a pixel. So, first round, excuse me. Going right in. Ballsy aggressiveness there, but it gets him into Moroha mode very quickly. This is a smart little section of staggered pressure we just saw. So Maroha gets into Maroha mode. Just staggering low kicks, staggering his big normals, not going to go crazy on the block strings because he's respecting Potemkin Buster. You have to respect Potemkin Buster at all times. There's so many moves in strings Potemkin can instant block and then punish you with Potemkin Buster. So you have to set the precedent that you're willing to stagger and use frame advantage and spacing advantage against him. So smart moves by Maroha there. Nice backdash there. Again, Abegin gets the basic Potemkin Oki game. So, for those of you who've never really seen Accent Core Potemkin, his Oki game is super basic, but it's incredibly strong. He has normals that are good lows, they're very meaty, they catch backdashes, but you have to worry about Potemkin Buster, and he has ways to snag you if you just try to jump out of stuff. It's a very basic guessing game, but it's very effective, and a lot of times you just end up blocking for long periods of time because you just don't know when it's safe to move. Sweet here, staggered pressure, another slide head. What can you do? Played patient, got punished for it. Now the low, into the super, lots of damage, and stunned, and that's the game. So let's go back just a little bit. One slide head, and now Maroha is in a terrible position. He's blocking Yoki. Maroha bar is already down. This is a second knockdown. Now the Maroha bar is going to be almost empty. Eats the low because he's looking for something else. Because you have to respect overhead and P-Buster. Maroha bar is out. You're stunned. That's it. That's all it took. One slide head that happened to catch Maroha there was all it took for that round to end. And this is kind of the weird game of chicken that goes on when you're playing a character like Abba against Potemkin. Especially in Accent Core where slide head is such an absurd move. Because in plus R, slide head you can't OTG like that anymore. He can FRC it to set up good Oki, but he can no longer just OTG people off the ground and get a free combo with Heat Grab. So you want to be aggressive as Abba, but you have to respect Slidehead, you have to respect Potemkin Buster, and you have to respect Potemkin's ability to anti-air people. So this is a weird match where I want to be in, but getting in is really dangerous. So let's see how Maroha tries to adjust to this. So a little bit more conservative approach there, uses the projectile and blows a blood pack to go into Maroha mode this time. That was an excellent air dash in to beat a sweep. Going to get a full combo. That's good stuff. That was supposed to be a comboed into key grab, but Seth kind of got hooked up there. So, but let's just to note, watch these footsies again with the more conservative approach to start this round. Gets that air dash, and now it's Maroha's big time advantage. Has a knockdown. That was supposed to be a combo. He kind of got a hookup. The grab doesn't grab at that range. The chain will not become unblockable. Something happened, and Abegin just didn't realize he was being OTG'd. And yeah, he eats key grab. So Maroha kind of got a bit of a hookup there, but when you get a hookup, you take it. You don't turn down free gifts in Guilty Gear. They don't happen very often. Abegin bursts, wants to get some space since we're in normal mode. Slide doesn't knock down there. Nice use of the FRC dash. Force break dash. Let's go back to that. So now, in normal mode, all Maroha wants to do is go back in Maroha mode. So now he's got space, but here's another big dynamic of this matchup. Maroha can't just pull on Blood Pack whenever he wants. If Abegin even thinks he's going to do it, or if he's fast on reaction, he can slide head and will catch Maroha in the middle of the Blood Pack animation, and it's going to be a free knockdown. And that's really bad, because that's a Blood Pack gone, she's in Maroha mode, and she got knocked down, so there goes 33% of the meter. So this is extremely careful timing you have to use. You can't just Blood Pack because you have space. This is a lot of room on the screen between Abba and Potemkin. But because of slide head, you have to pretend like Potemkin's right next to you, because the threat is there. So he kind of waits, uses the force break dash to get in and land a counter hit, and then activates Blood Pack. Unfortunately, that's not terribly safe, and he gets smacked for it, so he has to burn a burst to avoid getting knocked down. That being said, he comes back in, and right here, scores a nice anti-air with his standing jab. And we get some of that ABBA damage. Key grab. Projectile catches backdash. Nice double jump looking to bait something out. Goes back into Moroha mode. And now the unblockable setup. This is fantastic on Potemkin. So ABBA's move where she flips off the key, in normal mode it's just an overhead. In Moroha mode it's a true unblockable. So Potemkin has no burst. He barely has enough meter for dead angle attack. So once we get going here, bam, unblockable. Nothing you can do about that. Unfortunately, Abigail gets out. Nice jump out of the low slash there, but doesn't get out of the mix-up. This is the kind of thing that's terrifying from Potemkin. Okay, I got out. Okay, block. Wait. He P-bustered. This should have been the end of the round. I don't know what Abigail is doing here. I don't know if he's going for some kind of fancy combo, if this was a weird input error, if he was doing something that works in plus R but doesn't work in Accent Core. But this FRC on down heavy makes no sense, because all he had to do was do crouch slash, stand slash, heat grab, and ABBA was dead. So I'm not sure if that's a weird input error or he was trying for some fancy shit and it didn't work out. It's one of those where I don't have a good answer for you. But Seth, realizing he gets a free gift here, is like, well, I'll air throw you and take this round. Thank you very much, sir. So, good stuff. So, this is really bad. Gets caught with a hammer fall, and now the game begins. This is normal ABBA against Potemp, with no burst and no meter for dead angle attack, and this is not going to end well. That should have been it right there. Just watch this whole exchange yet again. This is really bad. So we're going to be aggressive. Tries IAD, eats the armor on Hammerfall, and now it's a mind game. Well, got hit low, knocked down. Got Potemkin bustered. That sucks. Meaty slide head. That's a really smart move right there by Abigail. Normal ABA has almost no answer for that. The only thing I can possibly think of that might work there is the force break dash, and I don't know if it would still get eaten by slide head. That might as well be unblockable, for all things considered, since Moroha doesn't have a burst right now. Air P-Buster. This should have been a combo and the round should be over. But Seth's like, well, free life? Let's go to town. Uses the force break dash, gets a key grab, and goes right into Moroha mode and starts working. There's that run-up grab that we were talking about earlier. If you can play the game of chicken, good things can happen. Smart burst there by Abigail. Moroha's getting a little bit of advantage. Abba does a ton of damage. Abigail's like, let's just cool this off. Let's just cool this down and get back to neutral, because I don't like this massive rushdown you're getting. Now, the important thing to note, look at Abba's life. Nothing. Absolutely no pixels left. Anything ends this round. So for him to earn this burst, that's massive. That's a huge bonus for Moroha. Like, anytime you can get someone to burn burst because they're afraid of the comeback, because you got just enough aggressiveness going and got some momentum going, even if Moroha loses this round, he has already made a huge win going into the third round by eating that burst. So that's really, really important. And the thing to note is that doesn't look like a big deal. This literally just looks like, okay, I got thrown, that sucks. This is going to kind of hurt. I don't like this mix-up. I'm going to go ahead and burst out. It's not an unreasonable burst. Potemkin only has half-life. It does not take a lot for Abba to do half-life. But the fact that Moroha's aggressiveness allowed him to earn that burst and take it away from Potemkin is actually going to be a huge factor in what happens for the rest of this match. And this happens a lot in Guilty Gear, is a small change or a factor happens that doesn't look like that big of a deal, and the next thing you know, it might have been the turning point for the whole set. So we continue on. Abigail lands a crouching slash, takes the round. Two early sweeps. There's the backdash to get out. This is really important. This could have been it for Moroha right here. This early knockdown for Potemkin is huge. We're in normal mode. This is not good. There's the setup for forward heavy into slide head. This time Moroha is able to get the backdash and get out of the setup. Not only does he get out of the setup and not have to use his burst, now he's in Moroha mode. So that was excellent execution under pressure. It's a Rekka, we've got some space, and now it's time to rush Potemkin down. 2 big combos. This is so smart. I cannot tell you how good this is. So Potemkin's eaten 2 good-sized combos, but hasn't eaten the massive damage yet. But he's got no burst. He doesn't have enough meter for a dead angle, so he has to basically block or take a risky P-Buster reversal on Wake Up. So what's Moroha do? He's going to do meaty down heavy. That move is so good, I cannot even tell you. This. Where she slams the key down on the ground, this move is incredible. It cranks guard gauge better than any move in the entire game. It hits twice. Both hits raise the guard bar 20 points. That's absurd. And the thing is both hits are cancelable. So knowing that this is a 2-hit move, Abigail has to respect that. She has big-time frame advantage. It's cranking his guard bar. He's not doing anything. So after landing 2 quick confirms, Moroha goes straight into the unblockable. And now we can do some damage. That thing scales so well. Look at how much damage this did. This is the highest defense character in the game. He's already down 50%, so Guts is starting to kick in. And look at this damage. 6 hits, 8 hits, and a reset into an air throw. That's juicy. That is so good. Seriously, that is so good. I cannot tell you. I wouldn't have blocked that. Very few people are going to stop that setup, and it's almost impossible for Potemkin in that situation. No burst, because again, what happened in the round before this? Abigail used his burst to get out of that uncomfortable situation towards the end of the round. Now, had he had that burst, this thing is super easy to burst. It's really slow startup. She has big recovery on it. As soon as he sees her flipping, or even if he gets hit, bam, mash burst, you're out. She doesn't have the meter to. She didn't have the meter to RC it at that moment. He would have been out, and everything would have been good. So that burst that Seth was able to take away from Abigail in the round before this just cost Potemkin about 60% in life. And then the nice reset, knowing he can't get the knockdown. Again, this is really smart. He knows he can't kill Potemkin in this combo. And it's going to be hard to get a knockdown given how much meter he burned in the kind of combo he's used with this setup. So it goes for an air throw reset. What's really important about this air throw reset is look at the meter, and more importantly, watch Abba's life. Air throw, bam. We went from less than 50% health. Give me back all of it. All the health. This is really important. Why? Because even though Potemkin is pretty much dead to rights here, one more confirm is going to end this round. If Abba gets hit with that little Moroha meter left, and she's down to 40% life, she's dead. She's either going to have to emergency burst and hope it doesn't get baited, or this round's over. So this was so smart to do that air throw reset, get some space, and have enough time to do dual blood packs to get out of Moroha mode, get the life back, and then go back into Moroha mode. Super, super smart play. Now we go back to the neutral game. Seth catches him with a stand K, and second game to Moroha. These kind of meter management and decisions with Abba are what make her an interesting character to play. So here we see, not quite as aggressive early on. Hey, cool story. I really wanted to back up that far. There we go. So to start this round off, excuse me, a little parched. Start this round off, we've noticed a lot of times Moroha's been super aggressive, air dashing in and just kind of trying to get right in Potemkin's face right off time. Final match of a set, loser goes home, you're out of Evo. Take a nice little conservative approach this time. And I don't blame this at all. Backdash, get into Moroha mode. Good stuff. Whiffed, down heavy, gets punished. Kind of some weird neutral game exchanges here. Let's watch that little section again, because that's important. It's Moroha mode. Avoids the knockdown. Whiff too heavy. Baits burst. Not really intentionally. That just happened to be one of those nice little burst baits you get where your normal doesn't reach into the burst. So it's just kind of a whiff, and everybody resets to neutral. Not able to get much out of that hit there. Not able to punish slide head, but that was super good. So we get advantage, and there's down too heavy. We already talked about how silly this is. Like, this move's good. Use this move if you play ABBA and you get in Moroha mode. I'm seriously thinking about playing this character in Plus R as a sub, because I love that her Goku Moroha mode, which is her super in Moroha mode, that makes her, it's like an install super. It's almost never really used in Accent Core. It's an integral part of her game in Plus R, and I think it looks cool. So I may play her as a sub. She looks really fun. Sorry, I got way off track. So down to, or so 2H. Again, 2 hits, cancelable, cranks guard bar. Look at Potemkin's guard bar just off these 2 hits. This is silly. It's so good. And it has an FRC. Frame trap. Okay, I'm just going to block. This move's scary. Oh, God. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what happened. I can only assume this is an input error. Some ABBAs will go 2 hits of the Rekka because the second hit staggers, and then they'll attempt to reset you. Because if you're not mashing stagger fast enough, you can actually get, you can just get more combos added on. So, I can only assume that that was an input error, because there's no reason for him to stop at the first Rekka. Potemkin doesn't have burst. He's not baiting anything. So, unfortunately, a bad place to drop a combo, because Potemkin had a lot of guard bar, and that was going to hurt. That's okay. We maintain advantage. That sucks. I've had this happen, and this is the worst feeling in the world. You're like, all right, that's cool. I think I can get over him. I think I can instant air dash over him, and life is going to be good. No. I instant air dashed. He happened to slide head, and slide head hits behind, and now life sucks. I can relate to this. This is so shitty when it happens. Maybe he was anticipating early stagger mashing. That could be Shishido, but that still doesn't explain why he wouldn't go into the second Rekka. It's really confusing to me. I've thought about that quite a bit, probably more than I needed to. It's probably just an input error, but I suppose that's possible, but it doesn't quite make a lot of sense to me. Anyway, so an unfortunate turn here for Moroha. It really is unlucky. He got in the air, he's over Potemkin, he's going to have a chance for a big hit, and slide head. And again, you notice Abigen waits. He doesn't launch immediately, waits for the panic burst. Doesn't come, so good stuff there. Nice jump out of down 2S into a full combo and key grab. Again, utilizing proper management of Moroha mode. Look how low Seth is on his Moroha bar after that knockdown. He weathers the storm here, gets out. Not going to do anything fancy, not going to go for crazy damage, just get me out of Moroha mode. And then another smart little bit. Watch this. If I can pause on the right frame. Did you see that little flinch? How he just did a straight standing jab from full screen? Moroha's basically trying to see if he can bait Abigen into doing wake up slide head. Because that little flinch looks like he might be activated blood pack. And if Abigen sees him doing that, he's going to be able to slide head and punish him for it. So that little flinch was just to see what Abigen would do. He gets the feint out, and now he's back in Moroha mode. Punishes another slide head, and then resets into the unblockable. Unfortunately, he was not able to combo after this. Which is really hard to do without meter, but still. Had a chance to end the round. Abigen whiffs another 2H, and that's that. So again, smart play from Moroha. That's not good. Starting with sweep, but we get out of it. It's okay. Now we're on offensive advantage. Sick fake cross-up. This is so good. Doesn't get to confirm anything off it, but these kind of setups in Guilty Gear are really good if you have fast air dashes. So we get the knockdown. Oh, fake cross-up. Doesn't get a counter or anything, but that's okay. Then we catch Potemkin with Danzai. Moroha has not used this move the entire match, except in one combo. He has not done a raw Danzai the entire thing. Don't know if he had a read. Maybe he thought Abigen was going to try something. Maybe he just decided it was time to employ Danzai into the situation. Danzai is Aba's DP. It has super armor on it. It's pretty good. So this is a really good catch. Something's got loud. Again, the unblockable setup. That is a really smart burst. This is really important. So, get our damage. Ah! Why would you do that? Where are we at? Notice Moroha's meter. Under 33%. He just got hit by counter hit jumping dust. This is a knockdown. You are absolutely going to get knocked down by this. If he doesn't burst before the knockdown animation finish and this meter goes, he's stunned. And you can't burst Moroha's stun. So this is a free Potemkin buster. So we land, instant burst, get out of Moroha mode. Super smart, very aware of his Moroha meter. That would have been awful. He probably would have lost the match right there. Plus, again, getting back a huge chunk of life. So an extremely smart burst. Again, neutral game, bashes out of a backdash. That's unfortunate. Air dashed in, but Hammerfall beats it. Forward heavy, into heat grab. And you're in the vortex, as they say these days. Smart dead angle. Really smart dead angle. Eventually, he's going to P-Buster somewhere. And then, Abigen employing a move he has not used the entire round. Judge Gauntlet. If you've noticed, Moroha's been doing a lot of air dashes in, a lot of aggressive air dashes in. Judge Gauntlet is a great way to shut down stuff like that, even from someone who has as gigantically awesome normals as Abba does. That's okay, though. We're just going to run up full screen and get a throw. This is really good patience, again. Notice where the Moroha meter was. Seth doesn't get greedy. He could go for a combo and try and end the round. Potemkin has a burst. If he bursts and actually gets the knockdown out of it because they're really low to the ground, that's bad. No Moroha left. Gonna get stunned. Don't be greedy. Get the key grab, and we'll just have to do it in normal mode. Nice air grab from Abigen. And again, with the force break dash into the key grab works. Trying to catch Abigen's backdash, and then a really good gold burst there to get him out of the situation. And again, utilizing a move that will stuff those blatant air dashes. Abba's love to air dash in, because her air dash normals are so good. They cover so much space, and they're really difficult to anti-air in traditional means. So using super armor moves like Judge Gauntlet and Hammerfall, really good way to answer that. So we go to the final game, final round. And it's not starting off good for our friend Seth. Gets knocked down, he's in normal mode. That was really important. This is maybe Abigen outthinking himself a little too much. So he's already got one knockdown. And then we do meaty stand kick into a backdash. Abigen is straight up baiting burst here. There's no reason for him to do this other than he honestly believes that Moroha is going to panic being in normal mode and already being knocked down, that he thinks he's going to burst. And it's actually not a bad read. Potemkin now has enough meter for FRC Potemkin Buster. If he opens up Moroha again, it's going to do 40% and he's going to be back into the mix-up. So, not a terrible read, but if you're going to bait a burst, you really need to be sure, because Abigen gave up incredible offensive advantage. Knock down normal Abba against Potemkin and Accent Core, that's bad for Abba. She's in a bad place. So it was an advanced read that does not work out in Abigen's favor. Lets Moroha get in, get a block string, and now we're in. And something that Abigen hasn't utilized again all match, because it's hard to do, but this is well done, is using forward punch to stuff an air dash. So there's one knockdown, but a bit of a miscue here. Got a knockdown. Go back, please. and he goes for the stand punch Oki. Stand punch is a good meaty for Potemkin. He can really mix up from there. But he just kind of mistimes it, and Moroha low jabs out of it. And now slide head gets punished, and it's time to take Potemkin on the sad train. Because that's half-life and a double key grab, and now we're back in Moroha mode. Moroha punished a lot of slide heads in this match, and now you kind of understand why he's so aggressive with these instant air dashes, because all you got to do is catch Potemkin going for slide head once. And in Accent Core, Potemkin slide head a lot, because the reward's massive. So, now we're in Moroha mode. There's that blatant run-up throw again. Really good damage. Not able to get a knockdown, unfortunately. That was a pretty big hookup on the force break projectile, hitting Potemkin in all his fatness. The projectile's over here. The fact that this actually hit Potemkin and allowed a trade, I don't know if Seth actually knows that works, or if that was just kind of a let's do it thing. If that's from experience and he knows that's going to be a trade if Potemkin tries to jump over it, that's hella good. So, good stuff. And then force break Donzai. And nope, you're not bursting to save. Sorry. This is another super important thing. Force break Donzai is a move that Abbas go to the well a lot with. It's really good, it's fast, it has super armor. It's insane. It's a really good reversal. Moroha has not used it once this entire match. This is the first time the entire game he has busted out force break Donzai. And what happens? It hits. And not only does it hit, it's going to win him the set. Because regular Donzai baits the burst. This is so cool. Normally you just jump up and finish the combo. Nope. Fuck your burst. They literally, when ABBA first came out in Slash, the section on Dust Loop for that setup when you ended combos in Donzai was called Burst Fucker. And now you see why. So, really tight matches, a lot of in and out and interesting metagame there, but well played by Moroha to take that. Abigan is a really good Potemkin player. He hasn't been playing Guilty Gear like he used to, and you could definitely see some of the rust there. He dropped some combos, had some weird input errors, didn't hit a couple Potemkin Buster FRCs, but he's still a good player, and he was one of the better Potemkins back in the day. So that's a strong win for a matchup that has a lot of tricky potholes to get through for an ABBA player. So good shit to Moroha. Very nice. I enjoyed that match quite a bit when I watched it during EVO. So, going to move on to our next match. And we are going to look at Domi. This is going to be the first match between Domi and Mags. This is in winner's side of top 8. I've never heard of Mags before. He's apparently a Slayer player from SoCal. He was super impressive at EVO. Really strong Slayer, uses the character very well, utilizes what makes him strong in Accent Core very well. I had not heard of him, and the fact that he got third in an 86-man tournament with some Japanese players in it that aren't too shabby, that's good stuff. It was really, really good. So, we have Domi, the man I learned a great deal about Anji from back in Slash, and Mags. Anji Slayer in Accent Core is, it's rough for Anji. Slayer has so many good pokes and good normals that Anji really struggles to counter poke him. And Slayer has great lows. And one of Anji's biggest difficulties is beating good lows. It's not something he excels at. So, on top of that, Slayer's damage potential just straight up trumps Anji's. It's not really close. This is not a brutal match. It's not like a 7-3. But this is a match that feels very uphill the entire time you're playing as Anji. Start off. Nice confirm there. Gets a knockdown. And catches Domi pushing buttons with a meaty down heavy. And ow. Unfortunately, and this is really important, you always want to finish your combos with Slayer, because knockdowns are super valuable. He just doesn't quite hit the link, and now Domi is able to get out and get a little bit of breathing room. He's already down to 30%, and we're not even 12 seconds into the round. So, to not get that knockdown and not force Domi to take the first game basically straight on the chin, kind of a big drop there. I mean, drops happen, but that's one you really, really don't want to drop. And unfortunately, Domi just goes ahead, takes his offensive advantage, is going to stuff a big bang upper with a frame trap, with down kick. Nice one-frame jump here. One-frame jump is an advanced technique. I'll talk about it more, but the basic idea is that you hit FD as you're jumping, so you cancel your jump animation a little bit by using faultless defense. And what happens is it actually takes frames off your jump startup. It's not a true one-frame jump. It takes longer than that. But the thing is your hitbox is smaller when you're in the air with FD. So it gets your active frames off the ground quicker. So it feels like a one-frame jump, and it's good for getting out of some situations. Meaties are supposed to be the counter to one-frame jumps on Wake Up. But Domi mistimes his a little bit, and now Slayer's out. Punishes the stomp and has a knockdown. Cross-up Slayer shenanigans. And then I can't call this a true Domi burst, but this is kind of a Domi burst. It's not at the top of the screen with no chance of getting him any breathing room whatsoever, but this life disparity, even for Domi, who's an amazing player when he's on point, this is Slayer with 95% and Anji with 10. I mean, Anji has good damage, but this is not at all a good burst for Domi. It's one of those where, honestly, just take your lumps and move on to the next round. So that's a pretty big bonus for Mags. Get into the neutral game there. And then here's a prime example of Slayer's neutral game just outperforming Anji's. Wander around, pile bunker. If you know how to space Standy Step, which is Slayer's sway move, it's similar to like what Dudley has in Street Fighter 4, and there's sways in most fighting games if you look around. This is just a giant hitbox that punishes you for playing your neutral game if you don't do it right. Then catches him with a Mach Punch, and that's the first game. Pretty convincing by Mags to start out. This is really smart. This is a perfect example of what Anji has to do to win this match in Accent Core. Slayer can play very safe. He can play his very good pokes, his frame traps, his basic pressure game, and it doesn't have to be very risky to work. He's just eventually going to outdamage you, and he's got really strong normals. Anji has to play kind of dishonest and kind of risky, which is Domi's specialty. So normally, meaty, down heavy from Slayer, pretty good way to start the round. I mean, if people read it, they can air dash over it and get in on you, but they're usually not going to be able to punish you. Domi, hard slash Fujin. Invulnerable to strikes as it spins around, completely beats the hell out of 2H. That's risky. If you screw it up or mess up the timing, you're going to get counter hit down 2H, it's going to hurt like hell. Even if Slayer has no meter, you're going to lose a lot. But the precedent is being set here. It's important to set a precedent like that that goes, no, you can't just use down 2H, or down 2H, 2H at max range anytime you want. I will invulnerable move through it. Domi doesn't really get to press his advantage, and Mags gets out, gets a knockdown. Nice overhead to another knockdown. Unfortunately, we get a little too close on the next Wake Up. I've talked about this in multiple episodes. You have to respect reversal throw in Guilty Gear. Have to. It's tantamount that you respect what that can do. If you're close enough to be thrown and your move isn't thrown vulnerable, you will get thrown on your Wake Up if anybody has any sense of timing. So this gets Domi out. We're going to start the Butterfly Oki game. Gets a confirm there, but unfortunately goes from sweep into slash Fujin, which isn't very practical in Accent Core because, as you can see, knocks Slayer clear far away, no way to start more Butterfly Oki. Get up, get a couple more hits, but no real confirms. Searching for space in the neutral game, and there's a beautiful forward punch from Anji for big damage, or it should have been. This should be Force Break ran into another hard slash Fujin. Except I paused the thing because I'm smart like that. I hate buttons on my media player. That should be hard slash Fujin. That's a big time input error, and you'll see these quite a bit. Domi is showing his rust in Guilty Gear in all his matches. There's some pretty brutal input errors. But gets another throw, more Butterfly Oki, baits the dead angle, really good, and that's the round. I like that Mags didn't just burst on reaction here. It probably would have got baited. He has a long way to climb uphill. He doesn't have a lot of meter. So I'm okay with this. A lot of people, sometimes with characters like Slayer who have massive comeback potential, it's really tempting to go, I'm going to burst this. I can do it. I can come back. But again, no meter. I don't like it. So I applaud that choice to not panic and burst there. Really nice use of jump D from Anji. As I've told you, it stalls his momentum, so it baits the anti-air jab here, and we get a knockdown. Going to Butterfly Oki. Nice defense by Mags, pokes out with jumping kick. Unfortunately, gets thrown, and we're back into the machine. This is so good. I need to use stuff like this more. So cross-up stomp. You can't combo after that, but they're being hit by butterflies, so they're not going to be very inclined to push buttons. So why not just run up and chuck them in the corner? Seems legit. The OTG here is really important to note. If an Anji doesn't like his spacing, and you see him OTG you like that to get better spacing for Butterfly Okizeme, you can always tech that. You can always tech an OTG off the ground like that when you're knocked down and somebody runs up and hits you, and it's not like a slide head OTG, it's like a true, oh, I just wanted to move you over a little bit. You can tech those, be in the air, and you're out of the mix-up. So that's important to note. Watch for when Anji players try to do that. Catches Mags moving forward. My volume got turned up. I really should change this to not roller. Mags has to burst to get out of there. But scores another knockdown. That's a shame. If you're going to meaty Anji, meeting with a mid is dangerous because you can wake up forward kick and then auto guard into Su, and you get that. And in plus R, you get a combo. So nice auto guard here with far S. This is something Anji has to utilize. Again, his neutral game isn't as good as Slayer's, so getting auto guard there forces Mags to kind of sit still. Then he eats a raw Nagiha, just not thinking the low is going to come, and Domi confirms it, and the full combo takes the round. And the game. So 1-0 Domi. So you're getting the idea that the neutral game in this match is about Anji taking some risks and Slayer not having to. This is extremely good pressure that unfortunately doesn't really get rewarded for Mags. Watch Anji's guard bar just for this early pressure that's put on. Chunk, chunk, chunk. Flashing. He got out of it, but that was scary. I mean, if Anji gets hit, he has to burst, because that's going to do assloads of damage. Like, silly, silly amounts of damage. So, again, Anji's going to take a risk here. Domi takes a chance and does a short stomp to catch over the low. That's not the best idea. This isn't something you would normally want to do, but again, Anji has to take risks in this matchup. Gets it, confirmed. Doesn't get a full combo, but that's okay. We'll get a reset and then drop it. Domi, you dropped so many things here. This should be an air throw and then into On, his air command grab, but he doesn't get it, so we'll go back to the neutral game. Nice air-to-air catch there for a good confirm. And another hard slash Fujin to go through 2H. See here. 2H. Nope. You're not doing that. Forces Mags to burn his burst. That's pretty good. Again, Domi's full life. He's running a perfect right now. Mags, not doing so good. But the difference between the last time when I said I was okay with him not bursting versus this time, 50%. Right there. If Slayer's got 50%, that means he has dead on time. That means he's in this match. I don't care that Anji has full life. So again, the neutral game. Nice confirm. But doesn't finish the combo. Good defense here from Mags. Really good defense. Jumping Dust. Finishes the round. Solid defense there, but again, eventually you're going to get opened up if Anji is able to have enough control. This match is really about control for Anji. Good stand kick. It's just an amazing poke from Slayer. Again, putting the pressure on, not letting Anji breathe. This is where Anji struggles. All this pressure, and then he gets out with 5P. This move is the single most important move for Anji in this matchup. It's fast, Slayer's super tall, so it's almost always going to hit him. It can interrupt some of Slayer's more not so airtight strings, and it's one of the few pokes that can kind of rival what Slayer's trying to do. Stand punch, you're going to see that a lot for these Slayer matches. Butterfly Oki, overhead, big damage into own, and more Butterfly Oki. Run up throw, it's really good. Good catch. Not able to finish there. Could have run up and done 5S, 5H for a knockdown. Could have went for an air throw reset, just not quite in range. But that almost could have been the end of the round, and at the very least should have been another knockdown. What'd I say about dead on time? Remember when I talked about that burst in the other round? Get some. Forward heavy into dead on time. This is a 2-hit combo. Anji has the highest guts in the game. His guts is well kicking in at this point, which means his defense is getting very, very high. We don't care. 2 hits, get some, because you whiffed a hard slash Fujin. Huff. Complete reversal, and then forward punch from Slayer, which is a great anti-air. Yep, that's why Slayer is always in matches. If you don't respect dead on time, it will teach you to respect it. Good stuff from Mags. Very nice play. Again, trying to bait with jumping dust. This time Mags waits, gets a throw, and there you see 5P again. This move is so important. Mags did a meaty sweep here. Like most slide sweeps, like Bison and other characters in Street Fighter, if you do it super deep, that's not safe. So, good punish. But Mags doesn't panic, gets Anji back in the corner with a throw, forces Domi to burn a burst. Neutral game. Get caught with jumping heavy. The damage. Went for max damage here. I'm not sure I entirely agree with this. This was a really good confirm. This is a sick confirm off jumping heavy. Get some. Get some big bang upper. Now, right here, that's not a true combo, but whatever, it didn't get teched. It was probably a frame off. Not that big of a deal. That is a real combo. What I would have liked to seen was instant jump dust to knock Anji down and keep him in the corner. There's no way you're killing Anji at this point. Not enough meter. His guts is kicking in. Proration is kicking in. You can see the guard bar has been dealt way down. You're not getting a kill here. There's just no way. So I would have really liked to have seen just an instant jump dust, put him back on the ground. Mags opts for max damage. Doesn't quite get it, and now Anji's out. Does it come back to haunt him? That's the question. Nope. It doesn't. Really nice punish here on Kick Stomp. Kick Stomp is not safe on block. Oops. Back a little further there. Low kick, low slash. Really sick reset. Really sick reset. Again, he knew he wasn't going to be able to kill Anji here. He could have got low kick, low slash, sweep, so he would have knocked him down and put him in an Oki situation. But instead, I'm just going to reset into standing dust and in this right now. Bump. Finishes the combo. Good stuff. So, 1-1 between Mags and Anji. Again, the neutral game, both players looking for space. Anji gets a hit, but can't really confirm here. Mags gets the first knockdown. Knockdowns are so important because now Slayer's in the money zone. He's all up on Anji. Anji doesn't have good ways to deal with a lot of his stuff unless Mags does a mid or a high meaty and Anji can try to reversal auto guard it. Right now, Anji is at the mercy. He can either blow his burst, he has no meter for a good reversal, for a dead angle. Slayer is in full control here. Sick mix-ups. Finally gets him to burn the burst with the big bang upper. Huge win for Slayer. Gigantic life lead. Anji's one combo away from death, and he got the burst. That's a massive win off a solid start to the neutral game and just taking offensive advantage. That burst I have some trepidation about. Anji doesn't have a lot of meter. This isn't going to hurt that bad. But I guess at this point, Mags just didn't want to deal with the Oki. He feels like he's got a strong round going up. He's already taken Domi's burst. He's willing to go ahead and sacrifice his burst to not get put in the offensive blender. Catches with jumping heavy. Finishes the combo this time. And then, pretty ballsy. I say pretty ballsy because crosswise heal is very unsafe on block. But I only kind of say that in jest because at this point you've noticed that Domi's kind of been prone to try and push stuff, try and do stuff on his wake up. So why not use your Dragon Punch style move that's invulnerable and see if you can catch him doing stuff? You did. What if it got blocked? That move's really unsafe on block. Well, I'm sitting on half meter. I guess if it gets blocked, I'll just Roman cancel it and move on my merry way. So it hits, confirmed. And Mags is one round away from putting Domi in losers. Again, the neutral game exchange. Just trying to find that first knockdown, get the offensive advantage. Nice instant air dash in, gets the first knockdown for Domi. This is really good. Instant air dash punch is a kind of underutilized move for Anji, especially in this situation. But this is a nice tag. OTGs goes into butterfly. Again, really good defense from Mags here, and this is super smart. This is really, really good. Slayer is the only character I can think of who can forward dash to get out of Butterfly Okazeme like this. Forward dashes through, goes low. You're not blocking this. I'm Anji. I'm on offensive advantage. I'm doing Butterfly Oki. I'm not going to worry about a low from behind me. Oh shit, there's a low from behind me. And again, this reset. Low kick. Low slash. Well, I'm going to get knocked down. He's going to combo to sweep. Oh, hell. He reset into dust. Unfortunately, does not get the reward this time. Doesn't get a full combo. If Slayer does his impossible dust, that was going to be all sorts of damage. Regardless, I really like that setup. Those kind of resets won't work forever. Eventually, good players will catch on. But the thing is, Domi just got shocked. He forward dashed through his mix-up, hit him with a low from behind. You're still processing what just happened, and then you get reset into a dust. It's good shit. I like it. There's 5P again, getting Anji out of trouble. Not finishing a combo, but still enough to maintain offensive advantage. There's another risky stomp, gets the reward. And another air reset. This time actually combos into Own. That should have been a kill right here. Domi could have honestly done Fujin, Force Break, Rin. That would have been it. But instead, we have to go for Anji's more, shall we say, ghetto Okazeme. See him just dashing straight in, blatantly being up in throw range, and then he just goes low. The only reason this works is because you have to respect Anji's ability to do TK Orb. And you can't throw TK Orb. You'll just whiff a throw animation, start your stand heavy, and then you're just going to get bopped. So that's why this works. Domi hasn't shown this mix-up the entire game. So this is a good time to do it. It's a good round ender. So smart play there, even though he could have killed earlier. Playing the neutral game. Air dash is over the butterfly. Really smart. Cross-ups. Keeping that Slayer pressure on. And again, goes back to the well with that meaty it's late, and Domi reversal auto guards it. I don't like this from Slayer. I understand that it's an overhead, and you can catch him, and you're going to get big damage, but there's no reason to give Anji the opportunity to get out like that. Just do your meaty lows and cross-ups. Or do your forward kick overhead. Pile bunker, again, owning the neutral footsie game. Max range sweep. Nope, get some. Again, looking for space. Nice job. Gets the burst. It's really hard for Force Break Rin to eat burst. It's a lot easier in plus R because it has more auto guard frames, but he gets it there, and now Slayer's in the corner and has a butterfly coming. Nice combo here. I'm not sure what Mags was doing, but obviously he pushed a button. Baits the dead angle, but this is so unfortunate. Baits the dead angle, but doesn't confirm quick enough, so he doesn't get a knockdown, doesn't get a combo, and get bopped. So has to burn his burst. Gets thrown into the corner. Sick throw tech. Throw tech window is 2 to 3 frames. It's so small in Guilty Gear. So for Domi to have the presence of mind to go, eat, that's good. Fortunately, eats sweep. And there's another dust, and Mags takes this match. Really good stuff from Mags. Really, really good stuff. A little bit of slop from Domi. Some of that Guilty Gear rust is definitely showing. But that's alright. So, good stuff from Mags. So, the next match we're going to do is the rematch in Losers Finals between Domi and Mags. Because what I want to highlight with this is the adjustments that Domi is going to make to try and figure out how to get on top of Mag's Slayer. Wasn't doing well under pressure, wasn't doing well with the neutral game, and you see right off the bat, gonna go to that standing punch, the really important move in this matchup in the neutral game. Bam. And now we can start the game. Nice tick throw, start the butterfly oki. That's a good one-frame jump. This is crazy that this is that he gets out of this, but it's really good. Right there. That max range low slash for Oki is super good for Anji because it's really safe. Then the butterfly comes down and you can continue pressure. It's a great way to bait reversals and dead angles. Mags, I've noticed in these matches, really likes to try and get out of stuff defensively. He does block sometimes, but if he thinks he can one-frame jump out or has an escape route, he tends to try and take it. So this was good. FD's in the air. Then he eats a sweep. And another drop combo. Clash there, and we're back to the neutral game. Counter hit down heavy from Slayer. This is, you have to burst here. This is going to be so much damage. Forward punch kills that air dash. Sick use of meter. This is so smart. So, we've already seen how Pile Bunker can blow up the neutral game quite a bit. Domi blocked it. Good stuff. Okay, I blocked Pile Bunker. It's time to bring the pain. Roman cancel down heavy, counter hit, get fucked. And finishes his combo. There was something I did not see Mags utilize enough in the first round. Command grab. This is the first bite he's done in this entire run of playing Domi. Hits. Doesn't finish the combo, sadly. That should have been sweep, and Anji would have either died or been knocked down. Instead, Anji got out. That's a lot of damage. Butterfly Oki. Dead angle out, and a throw. Mags got very fortunate. He probably should have lost that round. But Domi dropped his into the bargain too. So, slop on both ends. Mags comes out ahead. Nice trade on stand punch. Again, utilizing stand punch. And then now we're going to see the other part of the neutral game that Anji needs to utilize. And that's far slash to control airspace. Catches a tech to get some damage. Doesn't finish the combo, but for some reason Mags doesn't tech there. There's stand punch again. This time into the full confirm. Get that butterfly out. Let's do some stuff. I'm not sure what that was. That forward heavy, maybe baiting an auto guard in some way? I don't know. I'm assuming that was an input error. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But maybe Domi knows something there I don't. It's unfair for me to question everything these guys do because, well, they're a hell of a lot better players than I am, for one. But two, that also could be something with plus R. And plus R forward heavy is a lot better than it is in this game. So maybe it was just kind of a oh crap, I'm not playing the new game anymore. So hard to say. But back to the neutral game. Good catch with a cross-up jump slash. Too far away to confirm it anything. And there's stand punch again. You're going to see so many of these stand punch confirmed into combos from Domi now in this matchup because it's so important. Great block on the overhead by Mags and gets the big bang upper combo. Not able to finish, however. Doesn't get the burst either, so Domi takes that round. Hard slash Fujin blocked this time. Gets in. Good knockdown. Utilizing the overhead, just keeping Anji stuck. Waiting. Oh, Mags. Mags, this is not X. Don't get hit by this. If you ever see Anji hop at you, just throw him. This isn't legit, guys. This is so not legit. It shouldn't work. It doesn't really work anymore. It definitely doesn't work if I do it. Anytime I try that shenanigan, I get chucked and bad things happen. So, if you have an Anji being hesitant and you block hard slash Fujin, and he does a late hop. Chuck his ass. It's not okay. Don't let him do that. Gets hit by the overhead standing. I'm not sure. Maybe try to push a button. Again, Domi's so good at these little air resets. This is so good. Gonna get the knockdown. Nice run-up throw. I like it. There's the cross-up. Oh, if it would have worked, it would have been disgusting. This makes me so sad. So this time... Damn it. I'm so bad at keeping... That's where I want it. There we go. So we get the cross-up stomp, FRC it, so that crosses up, hits. He can actually combo if he's really on point here, though it's really hard to do. But instead, he's like, I'm gonna dust. Aji's dust has no range at all, and it's sad life. Another sick frame trap with a Roman cancel. Unfortunately, no real confirm. I'm not sure what this was supposed to be. This might be an input error from Mags where he does stand punch and then nothing. I'm more inclined to think he was looking for the Domi burst. That was going to be a lot of damage. Counter hit down heavy does so much damage if Slayer hits his combo. So there's a possibility that was just an input error, but considering all he has to do is jump cancel that, I really believe Mags thought Domi was going to burst here. And it's a reasonable read. That's a nasty, nasty combo he's about to eat. Unfortunately, does not get rewarded. Gets hard slash Fujin through forward heavy. And is back in the butterfly Okazeme. Goes for the unblockable. Good block from Mags. Domi was not able to get up close and do a full true unblockable there. So good stuff from Mags. Good knowledge that that hits high on the butterfly coming down if it's the force break. So survives through that, but then Domi's gonna gold burst. And there's the TK orb I was talking about for the basic mix-up. Totally safe for Anji to do this. He has full meter. He's going to be able to do all sorts of pressure, so good stuff. So we're 1-0 for Domi in losers finals. Again, utilizing air mobility. Catches again with far slash. Such a good air control space. That was a sick use of forward punch to beat forward heavy. So nice. Forces Mags to burst early. That's really handy. And gets the knockdown in the corner. Resets into butterfly. Actually hits the combo this time. Thank you, Domi, for not dropping things. And the mix-up begins. Nice block. That's disgusting. I can't tell you how impressed I was that Mags blocked this on reaction. These kind of mix-ups are so hard to see in the corner like that. When you're FDing and just trying to get out, I give Mags super props for that. That's good shit. Eats a hard slash Fujin, cross-up, blocks the cross-up stomp, but Domi gets out. Some weird kind of a sloppy neutral game there that Domi ends up catching a Nagia, and then a whiff normal into a tick throw. So, good defense on the TK orb from Mags, but Domi was in full control of that round. And you're seeing now how the scales have tipped. Domi's really kind of controlling the neutral game. He's snagging Slayer out of the air with far slash. He's hitting a ton of standing punch and confirming it into combos. All sorts of fun stuff like that. So Domi seems to have really gotten a read on how Mags wants to play the neutral game. And if he can do that, he's not going to let Slayer get up on top of him and take control of the match like was happening earlier. Gets throw, start the butterfly Oki. Nice block there. Gets the auto guard. Forces him into the corner. Again, sweep was way too deep there. Blocked into a full combo. And knocked down. Nice. Basic string. TK orb. Max doesn't burst yet. Still hasn't bursted. Let me share with you a story. You cannot take bursts with you to the next game. Much like a dead man cannot take his riches to the grave, a dead character cannot take his burst to the next game. Mags gets burst with how much life left? Right about there. in the middle of a combo that took him below 50%. I understand not wanting to burst prematurely and get baited and have your momentum taken away. Somewhere around here you need to burst. You need to just go, I'm not getting out of this. This is going badly. I mean, just there's no interest on burst, guys. Putting them in your IRA is not going to make you get a bigger burst in the next game. It's good to not burst badly. It's good to not burst in a panic. But use your burst if you're in a bad situation and you know you can get out. Bury me with my money. Bury me with my burst. So, Domi up 2-0. One more game will send him into finals. Mags hits an overhead early. Blocks the hard slash Fujin reversal. Gets Anji to the corner. There's that command grab. Good stuff. Nice tick throw. Catches the backdash with forward punch. That's super smart. You are dead, sir. This is what Slayer can do in this matchup. All it takes, one overhead confirmed, and Anji is never going to have control again. Slayer's just going to run a train. This is what Slayer does. He's just dominant when he's on top of you and in control because his pokes are so good. That is a really, really nice turnaround for Mags. To this point in this loser's finals set, Domi is pretty much dominating him. So this is a nice hint that maybe he can turn the corner here. So good stuff. Again, catches. Gets the first knockdown, and you're thinking, Mags might be feeling it. There's that reset, and Mags. No, Mags. Don't do that, Mags. Two things happened here. Either A, he was baiting a Domi burst, and sometimes there's a Domi burst, so good reason to do that, or that was just a very, very poorly done impossible dust. I don't know. Either way, that was a dust that led to nothing, and that's really, really unfortunate for Mags. So, what you gonna do? There's 5P again from Anji. Again, right there. 5P is getting him so much. Good burst there on the Fujin, but gets tagged. Domi doesn't finish again. Not a real combo. Mags definitely could detect that. And plus R, that's a real combo, but not in this game. Gets in, and again, tagged with 5P. You're seeing this over and over again now. Domi was not using stand punch that much in the first set. And once he added it into the equation of this set, he really started poking Mags out of a lot of his stuff. Nice Nagia to get a knockdown, and the cross-up stomp. Ugh, big damage. That combo could have been teched. This is really important to note. This is not a knockdown combo. That could have been teched. Frame trap off forward kick. Burst through force break Rin, which is good, but in plus R, that'll get baited. Gets in for the throw. Unblockable. Gets the knockdown. Forwarded. I don't know what Domi's doing here. All he has to do is finish this combo off the overhead, and he's done. Set's over. Instead, he goes in and does overhead again. I don't know if he was just trying to be cute and reset because he felt like this was over, or if that was some weird input error. It really didn't matter because Domi was so far ahead. He took it. And again, what move ends up ending the round? What else? 5P. His stand P is so important in this match, and you just wait, looking for it, got it. So again, a big reversal from the first set for Domi. He incorporated 5P much more. He picked his spots in the neutral game better. All sorts of fun stuff like that. That's not an easy match for Domi, or for Anji, excuse me. And Domi made that last set look pretty easy, so that was good stuff. But seriously, good shit to Mags. There's no shame in losing, in taking third to Domi and Dogra. So really good stuff. I was very impressed by his Slayers, so I would definitely like to play him sometime if I ever got out to SoCal, because now he's got all kinds of experience in the Anji matchup. So good stuff. So one more this evening. We are going to do grand finals with Dogra and Domi. Interestingly, Dogura elects to start off with Slayer. And Dogura was playing a lot of characters. He played his Slayer, he played his Testament, he played Robokai when he felt like he wanted to get work done. But I was kind of surprised that he started with Slayer, given that Domi had literally played 6 games against Slayer in the last half hour. So that was kind of interesting, but Dogura is apparently feeling himself on the Slayer right now. So we'll notice how Dogura plays Slayer compared to Mags. Very patient, good use of the backdash. Gets the first knockdown. There's the It's Late that for some reason Domi doesn't auto-guard this time. And then a full conversion. Ow. Forward punch to stuff anything. There's that risky stomp that Anji just has to kind of do sometimes to get momentum on his side. Dogura, on the other hand, just says, nah, we're just going to burst. You're not getting any momentum. I've already got you down to this much. I like control. I want to keep control. Domi is able to escape with the high jump. Excellent read right here. This is so good. If you see a Slayer go for a delayed overhead like that, you can jab him out of it. That's really good. So nice read by Domi there. That's super good. Gets the game started. Throw. Doesn't get his dash. I can't tell you how many times I've done this. I'm going to overhead you. I didn't dash. Well, crap. Time to make something up. Hard slash Fujin gets stuffed. Burst gets baited. Peace. First round to Dogura. Again, the neutral game, searching for that first knockdown. Gets that stomp. Not a knockdown, though. Orb is too high there. I'm curious, because I don't know if Dogura is just throwing this out for kicks or if he knew it would beat Anji. But either way, that's a disgusting confirm. For a lot of damage and a knockdown. Again, 5-punch, though. Gets Domi out, and he finishes his combo this time. Good stuff. Baits Eternal Wings, and then doesn't punish it. This makes me mad. This is so good. No, you're not getting that. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to kill you right now with a massive combo because I'm going to get 2 Force Break Rins off like a standing slash starter. Damn it, Domi. There's 5P again, picks it up. Another input error. This is not a burst bait. I can promise you this is not a burst bait for 2 reasons. 1, I've done that myself, that input error, where I go for command grab, which is a dragon punch with heavy, and get forward heavy because I did it all sloppily. And 2, there's no need to burst bait because Anji's air command grab on has a built-in option select for burst baits. You can just FRC it and mash on throw as you go up, and if they burst, you air throw them. So, yeah. Input error. Unfortunate. Get Big Bang upward. But the combo is there. That should have been it. Dogura had this game right there. Can't confirm off 2 jumping kicks and an anti-air slash. But Domi confirms off the counter hit 5P. Weird little sloppy exchange at the end there. Which is common at the end of rounds where one tiny combo ends it. Again, Dogura draws first blood, gets the It's Late overhead, and takes a massive lead, massive advantage. This is hell for Anji. He has no life, he has no burst, he has no dead angle, and he's playing against Slayer. This shouldn't go well. Nice stuff here. This is really important. Force Break Reen is plus on block, and a lot of Anjis, including myself, I'm way too guilty of this, like to use it in block strings, because then they just get to continue pressure and do a mix-up and crank the guard gauge. But if you have a fast normal or a good low, you can just go, stop it. Good stuff. There's 5P, again, doing what it does in this matchup. Unfortunately, too far away for a full combo. But another frame trap with 5P, and now we can do Butterfly. Good defense by Dogura, but he gets tagged by Fares, gets put back in the corner. Nice TK Orb, baits the burst, and this is going to be a completed comeback. That's good shit. That's a really steady, smart comeback from Anji. It's good for the stuff from Domi. Dogura is like, well, I guess he can fight Slayer right now, so let's bring out the cheapness. This matchup, for Anji, I think, is brutal. It probably isn't as bad as it feels, but this fight's really hard. It's really hard for Anji to clear the traps off the screen once Testament gets them laid. And forward EXE Beast is a nightmare for Anji to deal with. Now, in fairness, that's a nightmare for everybody to deal with, but it stuffs a lot of Anji's risky stuff. Like, you notice how Domi was doing, like, the short stomp and hard slash Fujin and moves that are risky but bring big reward. If you try that against Testament, a lot of times you just eat EXE Beast and have a sad time. Good pressure here. What? Do warrant? Oh, it didn't work. Do warrant again? This makes me so mad. This is so dumb. No, why? Oh, you didn't do it. Do it again! Get some! Testament's fair. Oh, by the way, you're still poisoned throughout all of these ridiculous knockdowns. And I hit you with Key Super! Just watch this exchange again. I'm in a bad situation. Let's mash on warrant. Ah! Rewards! Cash in those frequent flyer miles that I stole from my grandma. Seriously, you suck, Testament. This makes me so mad. I know this sounds like really scrubby, and I'm like, oh, this character's so broken and stupid. It's just really unfortunate to see something like that happen. Warrant recovers so fast, and it's way harder to punish than it probably should be in this game. So for him to... Domi to not take the bait, not get hit by the first warrant, and then look for the punish, and then to get warrant anyway, and get all of that plus Key Super put on. Yeah. Shit happens. Nice forward kick to get out of there. Good burst. That was going to be a lot of damage. That was a jumping heavy into a stand slash. Anji has boatloads of meter. This is going to be 50% easily. And 5 stand heavy is a great move to burst. Smart. This is super good by Dogra. If you see Anji's trying to do butterfly setups to you in the neutral game as opposed to the Okizeme game, keep in mind, butterfly has a lot of recovery on it. So if they just kind of do a long range one and you block it, but it's not on knockdown, just dash at them. No, you're not doing that. Get some. Oh, you're poisoned because trees. Domi gets out with butterfly, good stuff. Bait's a dead angle, so that's nice, but it just sets it back to neutral, and Testament takes first round. Ever seen a round where both characters just open up with just do it? And there you go. That's what happened. Just do it. Badlands and hard slash Fujin. Give no fucks. Unfortunately, Domi ends up getting caught with forward heavy and a knockdown. EXE Beast, for some reason, didn't block. Nope, you're not getting out of that. It's not okay. This is what I'm talking about with forward EXE Beast. Anji in this same situation, in the corner, getting frame trapped, takes a risk against Slayer with the small stomp, and gets rewarded when it hits. It's got a chance to work. Here you're going to see the same thing. Frame trap. Frame trap. Get out. Nope, there's a tree. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Get marked. Sad life. This is why Testament is super good in this game. Overhead. And EXE Beast. Bait's burst, which doesn't really matter because that's a perfect, so... Ow. This matchup is so hard. Doesn't fully punish Badlands there, which is unfortunate. There's forward kick into forward heavy. He doesn't get the knockdown, but... And for some reason, Domi eats this raw back EXE Beast. I don't know what happened. But, luckily, not quite close enough to get the mark. Getting marked by Testament, if you get Skull put on you at the end of a combo, it's not an overstatement to say there's a good chance Testament just won the round. It's hyperbole, but you have to understand the position of power Testament is in once he marks you. He has so much he can do to you on Okizeme. He has good good block strings into overheads and very just basic 50-50s. Net is a great Okazeme. He can lay trees to keep you from counterattacking. And then you put the Succubus on top of it, and it's just a freaking nightmare. This is great. Super good. So good. Block. Super. Nope. Hard slash Fujin through that. Ugh. Good burst. I have to give it to Dogra. It sucks when this happens, but this is a really smart burst. Nice forward punch. I like this. I like this a lot. Domi doesn't go... He doesn't have meter. He doesn't try to go for anything cute or fancy knockdowns. He's like, I finally have a chance to press advantage. Let's just get a knockdown and go into Okazeme. Good stuff. There's Warrant. I don't think so. Well, I didn't punish it right last time and I lost 80%. Let's just throw your ass. Smart. Good old block on the overhead. Misses up the 3S cancel, unfortunately. And now we're back to neutral. Nice catch on the jumping kick. And then we go get an air throw. And then we drop another combo. Oh, Domi, you freaking gave me a heart attack during this. That's okay. We got TK Orb, and that's a round. Good stuff. Again, neutral game, fishing with far slash. Just looking to control space, get that first knockdown, take the offensive advantage. Tabs with jumping kick. Went for the reset there, but didn't get anything and gets knocked down. There's forward punch for... Yeah, this is so good. This is so smart. Testament. Dogra just going to keep it simple. I'm just going to do straight up, simple marking into a knockdown. And that's why marking is good. Ah, it's so good. Does 3S have foot invulnerability? In plus R it does, and I'm having a brain fart if it does in AC. It might, but I can't remember. Oh, no, in plus R it auto-guards low. That's what it does. It auto-guards low from frame 1. It does not have that in this game, so no, it does not have foot invulnerability. Back to what I was doing. So you get this mark. Domi gets out with a really good hard slash Fujin through EXE Beast. And through the feathers, might I add. Uses Force Break Rin, gonna put on the pressure. Frame Trap. Nope. Once you hit Testament, the mark's supposed to go away. But, in an unfortunate turn of events, the Succubus special had already started. So this move is going to complete. How the marking works, if a move is already started up, it doesn't end until it's done, even if you hit Testament. So even though Domi's about to do mad damage, squish, and remarked. That sucks if you're Anji. That sucks hard. Overhead. More frame traps, more overheads, more pressure. Gets a little bit of breathing room, but then the crow. Doesn't quite get the finish here. Testament just going to cover space. Anji has to make a desperation move, and Testament takes the round convincingly. This makes me mad. I think you're going to jump. Badlands! Why, yes, I would like a free 30% to start the round. Thank you. Nice tag air to air. You notice you're seeing more and more of this, where Anji's utilizing his fast super jump and air coverage to tag Testament. This is the one spot in this entire game, or this entire matchup, excuse me, where Anji actually kind of has an advantage over Testament. His air-to-air game is definitely better than Testament's, especially at up close and high speed. Testament has jumping slash, which is an amazing air normal, but other than that, Anji can challenge him quite a bit in the air. So you're seeing Domi go, okay, I'm just going to get up on top of you while we're both in the air, because that seems to be the best way for me to try and get offensive advantage. Nice confirm here. Orb's low enough to knock down. Again, goes for the basic 50-50, goes double low, and then drops another fucking on at the end of a combo by somehow getting down heavy. It's like Domi's execution was pretty good throughout this entire tournament, except finishing combos into own. I don't know what happened. He was just not hitting DPs that day. Gets a throw. Unblockable. Last minute burst, gets Testament a little bit of life, but then auto guard finishes it. So, a nice turnaround in a matchup that's not necessarily in Anji's favor. So good stuff from Domi. He's playing very well, especially considering that Dogra has still been playing Guilty Gear quite a bit, and Domi really hasn't. He's pretty much gone full-time Persona 4. So his rust is definitely a lot thicker than Dogura's. And then Dogura, channeling his inner MVC2 Magneto, goes, "Playtime has ended," and gets the robot. This matchup in Turin Reload was god-awful shit garbage if you were Anji. It was 8-2 on a good day for Robo. Anji could not fuck with him in that game. In Slash, it was a lot better because Slash was good, or Slash Anji was good, and Slash Robo was shit garbage, so we got a little bit of revenge. This game, it's probably close to even, maybe a bit of an edge towards Robo, just because he can really screw with Okazeme by doing delayed get-up. So, yeah. But the problem is, this isn't just Robo. This is Dogura Robo. Stand kick is low. It's good. Dogura, a little odd choice there, but oh, now I've got meter. This is really important. Notice how patient Dogura is to start this. He's perfectly content to play a very basic neutral game. Why? Well, I can lay some energy mats. I can get a lot of meter. Dogura has half bar already. Totally okay with this, because now I just hit you with 3 missiles. And now a combo into super. Total offensive advantage. This is beautiful frame trapping from Dogura. Utilizing Robokai's heat management, as I mentioned, you have to manage his heat gauge. If he gets too hot, eventually he blows up, does damage to himself, and you do that by expelling steam. Steam, especially at level 2, is an amazing move for pressure. That's so good. He does leave a gap, and Anji's able to get out with a sweep. But Dogura's not going to panic. Good hard slash Fujin, but here's a problem. This was basically max range on this hard slash Fujin. And Robokai is heavy as hell because, well, he's a robot. So, no combos for you, sir. That sucks. This is so brutal. Anji is going to run up and do max range low slash. This is fantastic. This baits the hell out of Dragon Punches. This beats Soul's Dragon Punch because it'll make it whiff. Robo's got a gigantic hitbox and it has 2 hits, so the second hit after the clash is a counter hit. Get some. Basic 5k Oki. Link into the jab, into the super. And now Robo just has to sit and control space. Good hard slash Fujin through the missile. Really good. Nice sweep. And earns the burst. That's important. Domi could have died at any point here, so yeah. Earning this burst, that's solid. That's a good step to go forward throughout the match. Nice missile dodging, just looking for space. Robo just controlling neutral. And then a sick stop of the pony with standing punch. This is so good. Doing this on reaction is crazy. I would eat this every time. That's excellent. And then wake up by the delayed wake up and get dragon punched. And this is why this is a problem for Anji. Crap. Do something. Nope, get DP'd. Even knows to reverse the DP because every Anji in existence is going to do this exact string. I got a knockdown. Crap, I did kick stomp and nothing happened. Immediately do punch stomp by covering them with the dust. Dogura knows it's going to happen. Peace. Really good shit. Again, just playing a super patient neutral game. That's a really good empty jump low by Domi. This is really smart. Just gonna boop. Gotcha. But that's way too close for Oki. That's free get out for Robo. Gets the throw. This is awesome. This is, sadly, as much as I hate to admit it, this is probably one of the highlights in the match for Domi, is this read. Robo's gonna try to do command grab. Domi reads it and does wake up down forward kick. Down forward kick is throw invulnerable, so get bopped. Good stuff. Unfortunately, can't really do butterfly at that range, has to kind of dance around, and then the Robo mix-up begins. Put the bazooka on him. Run, empty jump, up, command grab. Yes, I will take 100% meter and take 25% of your health. That sounds like a fair good deal. Bazooka's back on. Low air dash mix-up into the DP super. Ow. This is Robo's basic mix-up. It's just a simple 50-50. I'm jumping at you. You have bazooka on you. Am I going to do super late air dash and hit you with an overhead string? Am I going to empty jump and land and do standing kick, which is a low? Am I going to empty jump and command grab you? Am I going to empty jump and dust and be a total dick because you're not blocking it? So we see the command grab, and then we see the late air dash. Just RoboKai at his best right there. That's what you do. It's so hard to block that stuff. You cannot do a string into butterfly on Robo. He's just going to slide out of it. Good defense, and missiles chip it out. That's a wrap. And Dogura is one game away from being your Evo champion. Domi played well in this set, but Dogura was just on another level from everybody in this tournament. He is one of the best RoboKais ever in the history of the world, so you just see just basic control. Watch how quickly he's going to push Anji to the corner with just basic pressure. Back him up. Back him up. Back him up. In the corner. In the corner, and I've got a ton of meter. Kind of a fortunate trade there for Domi. Gets Robo stuck in the corner, so that was kind of a neat little lucky break. But just the point of how quickly he pushed into the corner. So scary. Good defense. That's disgusting. This is so stupid. Stupid in an amazing way. So, Gatling's into stomp, and I push stop because I'm an idiot. Let's see. Gatling into stomp. Domi sees that was instant block. If punch stomp is instant blocked, he's not up at advantage anymore. Plus, Robo's got full meter. He could just DP him through it. So Domi goes, you know what? I need to backdash here. I'm just going to backdash, reset to a semi-advantageous state where I have him in the corner, and then we'll go from there. Robo says, far slash pony super, ow, my face, my face. That's a ridiculous punish. That's so good. Amazing stuff by Dogura. Again, slide is so hard to deal with because it's a good low. And there's another confirm into pony. Ugh. Frame traps, you're not getting out. Just absolute dominance from Dogura. Just playing way too strong at this point. Anti-airs with the missile. Nice auto guard, and gets a pretty solid kick stomp into a jump and stall combo. But then Dogura just takes advantage right back. Puts the pressure on. There's the dust. Domi has to burst. Eats a missile. Nice hard slash Fujin to earn the burst. Robo's in. Are you kidding me? That's so good. He gets the knockdown out of that. He had no business getting a knockdown out of that. Again, the use of far slash is amazing here. Watch this. Backdash is the stomp and far slash. Far slash isn't even that good anymore. This move used to be like 9 frames. It was unbelievable in reload. So good. But for Dogura to just backdash that stomp and go, nope, get bopped. And now it's just desperation time. Just every meaty 5K is going to hit. Game, set, match. Dogura is your Evo champion. So, that is going to do it for my match analysis. I wanted to break down a few more, but it takes a long time to get notes and really kind of focus on what I want to talk on an individual match, and this actually took longer than I even thought it would. And a lot of the other matches were just they were either blowouts or just not super interesting to watch. I'm definitely going to do more match commentary in the future. I will do some Japanese matches, stuff like that. Eventually, I'm going to start having you guys send me replays with matches maybe you have problems with, or matches that you want analyzed for play, stuff like that. That's definitely going to be episodes in the future. Stuff like that, so there'll be more of this in the future, but I just wanted to I want to change it up. We really focused on some beginner stuff and the basics of Guilty Gear and how to get into it, and I've just really wanted to do some in-depth meat of Guilty Gear. It's been a while since I've been able to really, talk about stuff like this. But there'll be more match analysis episodes, and there's going to be more episodes on fundamentals and game flow and stuff like that. So there's going to be more of that in the future. What do you guys have for questions? Is there anything that you have comments-wise? What would you like to see? That kind of stuff. Clage, roughly when do you think we'll start to get character-specific videos? Sukahara, as soon as Plus R is out, I will start focusing on more character-specific stuff. The reason I'm avoiding it, and I've said it before, is I just don't want to. I don't want to spend full episodes on versions of characters that are going to be changed a great deal. All the characters have had such big overhauls in Plus R. It's not going to do me much good to show you guys how to play AC characters when we're not going to be playing AC much longer. So, yeah, stuff like that. So, but there will be character-specific episodes. Those are definitely happening, for sure. Other questions, yeah. Feel free to shoot. First thing you should do is pick up AC Testament. You could definitely do worse than AC Testament. In fairness, Testament's not easy to play. He does have some pretty high execution, but there's a reason he and Eddie have no bad matchups in this game. There's a darn good reason for it. So I'm just gonna play something so there's something going on in the background here. So yeah, but there's definitely going to be character reviews. There'll be full in-depth analysis of the characters I really understand. I'll do myself. My plan is for characters that I'm not personally familiar with. We'll utilize Skype, and I'll bring in character specialists. So wins Anji's invulnerable frames on his 3K. It's something like 1 to 11 or something like that. If you go to Dustloop and look at the frame data wiki, that will tell you for sure. But it's very safe to do. Like, it's a great thing to do on like Potemkin on his wake up. Like, if he tries to P-bust you, he's getting bopped. So it doesn't have it. I thought it used to have it somewhere. I'll look it up and try and find it for you. But yeah, does Testament have any bad matchups? Not in Accent Core. His worst matchups are even, including Eddie. So, nope, he does not have bad matchups in this game. He's pretty strong. How do you deal with Milia when your character doesn't have good reversal options? Don't get knocked down. I wish I was joking with you, but I'm seriously not. Just don't get knocked down. Guess right. I mean, that's really all you can do. Who are Kai's best matchups? In Accent Core, I truly don't know. Kai is lower in character in Accent Core. And truthfully, I don't know a lot about Kai matchup-wise. I know the character's basics, but I don't actually know matchups. That's kind of stuff that, unfortunately, I'd love to answer for you, but that's stuff we'll get to on the character-specific episodes. So, anything else about tonight? Comments, questions? Are you guys okay with the setup? I decided to ditch some of the extra stuff and just show the video and have a very small webcam. I got some notes that people felt the layout was a little ugly, and I agree, it was kind of ugly. It's just that I don't have HD capture, and I don't have a lot of time to really spend on the production value, so to speak, of this. I'm more just worried about getting good content out. So, if this is better, then we'll keep it to this setup. I'm Cthulhu. I actually have a ridiculous amount of timestamps over here. The thing is if I try to note every single major timestamp, we would have been here till midnight. So I kind of have to, pick and choose on what I try to highlight. It's more of a flow thing. Commentating Guilty Gear, even when I can pause and break stuff down, is difficult. I've commentated Guilty Gear Live a few times, and it takes me a while to even get into the flow to be able to keep up with the game. So, yeah. Sonic, I wouldn't mind doing extra long episodes, but my throat might. Even just right now, my throat is already kind of sore, so I don't quite have the vocal cords to sit and yak for 4 hours nonstop. So, but yeah. if there's nothing else, once again, please send thanks and props and follow Joshua. Follow him on Twitter. Definitely follow him on Twitch. I forgot to put his Twitch up, which is just Joshua. I'll put that up in the comments to make sure everybody goes. But please follow him on Twitch and Twitter. He's an awesome dude. It was really, really cool of him to hook me up with this, with these videos, these HD captures. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. This is like 2 gigs worth of videos that he let me download from his server for free. So give him your thanks. He did a lot of work with the streams and recording for Evo. You can also follow the Dust Loop team on Twitch for sure. So yeah, definitely, but give Joshua props. He's a really cool dude, and this episode would not have been possible without his help. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this week. Last but not least, it's not a fighting game thing, but as some of you know, I'm also a big part of the speedrunning community. And this week, Summer Games Done Quick, which is the summer marathon from Speed Demos Archive, is going to start on the 25th. They're going to be raising money for Doctors Without Borders. There's going to be 5 days of ridiculously awesome speedruns, so definitely check out their stream. And if you can donate, even if it's just $1, every little bit helps. So definitely check that out. I unfortunately won't be there this year. I will be at AGDQ next year, and hopefully SGDQ as well. So please check them out and support them. Again, I know it's off topic from fighting games, but the SDA community is awesome. They raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for charity, so give them a bunch of love. So as always, guys, appreciate it. And thank you for watching. Next episode will be in 2 weeks, so I will see you again on August the 3rd. So until then, everybody